Good morning everyone, this is Bremster and today I'm going to be trying to continue with Sudoku Topology. This was a game that kind of wrecked my brain and the developers have apparently made some changes to the way the game displays. The interesting thing is I've also bought a new monitor which has really helped me with my color vision, so we'll see how this all goes. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. Sort of some relaxing and challenging puzzles. So we'll see how it all goes. Hopefully everything is working. I haven't streamed on this channel in a while, and I've got some new streaming settings for everything that has been changed in my equipment. So hello to everyone who is here. I can see a few people have jumped in. I'm not seeing anything in chat. Hey Frappy, hello. So we'll see how it all goes. And yeah, so we continue. Oh, it's saying that, how do I spin it? It's saying I should continue here. So let's do that. Now, there was some visual display. Yeah, this is so much easier for me to see, but there were some visual display options. And I'm trying to remember where they were. I'm not worried about the timer. Like, pausing, don't care. Was it here? It was, but apparently there was a way of turning off the bloom and making it low contrast, but it's not really well displayed, is it? Because it wasn't in... Yep, I got those, I think. There was a way that was added. Raining in Sydney. Well, I'll be back there in just under 4 weeks, so we'll see how that goes. So, settings, graphics, bloom is off. So it's not that. It's definitely not that. I'm trying to figure out how they made it that you turn off, and it's not contrast, because if I change that, the screen just goes ugly. General, timer, and animations. Fireworks is off. I don't know what time to auto solve is. There was a way that they added of making it that these don't have... Hey David, hey M Nasty. So there was a way they added, it was in their patch notes, of making it that there's no glow around these bulbs, but they've hidden that setting. At which point, what's the point of it? Yeah, these are the same settings. And it's not dropping the quality, that's not what's doing it. Okay, this... They added a setting to make this glow not part of the thing. But it's not actually something you can turn off. I've definitely updated. So they made it that you can turn it off, but there's no control to turn it off. So why add a feature that you can't access? Is this stream over already? Does anyone know about this? I'll try and play without it, but they added a feature. They emailed me saying they added the feature and they put it in the patch notes as a feature, but you can't access the feature. Yeah, they emailed me shortly after my first stream saying they added a feature that this glow around the boxes could be turned off. I'm just trying to access that. Highlight, rise, blah, 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 beat the level. Right, yep, great. Click on clue types boxes for clue descriptions. Yep, got that. Click on digits to fill with the selected no digits keys. Yep, and every button has extended handcrafted clues. Great. But it's not animations. There's no setting for it. Why add something that doesn't have a setting? Oh, here we go. No. The only extra setting is VSync. I mean, I'll set the frame rate to 30. I don't care. I'll just VSync it. It doesn't matter. So they've added a setting which you can't access. Can anyone see how this is accessed? Because I'm trying to solve the puzzle here, but I want to get rid of this thing. They added it as a feature. What a waste of everyone's time. I'm sorry, everyone. Looking at their patch notes now. Update history. Plank time. The game has more options for reducing eye strain. Several low contrast visual modes together with glow disabling provide calm, easy on the eye visuals and help to avoid eye strain. But this was updated on November 25th. Can anyone see the settings for those? The only settings are general graphics and sound. General has these. Graphics has these. Like if I change this to low contrast, it's turning it off, but it's making the screen look terrible. Okay. So they didn't add the ability to turn off the glow. But they said glow disabling was one of the options. Because this now looks terrible. Without... Oh, well, we'll go with this. Because it's still got some glow. Yeah, the one they showed had the full color. Oh, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's try and play with this. What I wanted was the previous one, but just with the glow turned off. Because this is now looks terrible. Yeah, it kind of works. Okay, so what we're doing is the digits 1 to 5. I'm assuming the boxes are like if I show box 1, it's that. Box 2 is the other side. Yep, that's fine. Box 3 is that side. Yep, box 4. So it's the 5 faces of the cube. Box 5 is the bottom, and box 6 is the top. Right. And we've got thermos, so this digit is higher than that digit. And there's a German whisper line, which will be difference of what? 3. Okay, cool. Something must be highlighted, apparently. I can't make nothing highlighted. Okay, so difference of 3, which means you're going high-low still. Hang on, difference of 3. So you can never put 3. So there must be a 3 in one of those two, because you can never put 3 on a line. Similarly, there must be a 3 in one of those two. Now, do they share anything? I'm going to find this tricky. We all know this. Because 1 can only go next to 4 or 5. 2... So is it this face which is the most restricted? Hey, Riff Clown. Because 1 can only go next to 4 or 5. 2 can only go next to 5. It's got to be the whisper line, right? So these two faces are the most restricted. What can I tell just about this face? If this is low, this is high, this is low, and that's all of the lows. So one of these is high, but it does mean that this would be high. Could this be high? Could this be 3 and this be 4? Is it still Boxing Day anywhere? Because I don't think US actually celebrates Boxing or considers Boxing Day a thing. And everywhere that does, I think... Oh, no, UK. UK is probably still in Boxing Day. I find these really tricky. And I'm more than happy for chat to help me. But couldn't these be 4, 5 and that... Well, hang on. These are either 1, 2. And if these are 1... This has to be 1 or 5. Because... Right. And this has to be 1 or 5. Because on this one, it sees both yellow. And on this one, it sees both blue. So these are 1, 5. So these... are 2, 3, 4. And this one can't be 3. And these are 2, 3, 4. And this one can't be 3. So what can I do with that? That's really clever. I like that. What can I do with that? Whichever one... Thanks, Lax. Sorry, I got there just before you. I'm going to say you got it first, even though it may look the other way around, because there is a chat lag. So what I'm doing, it's fine. And I'm not always looking at chat. So I'm perfectly happy to say, and Plank Time, I keep needing to thank you so much for the donations you make over on Ko-fi. I no idea how, thank you. So those are 2, 3, 4. So there's another 1, 5 in one of these. Is it now the thermo? Because this is 3, 4, or 5. So there's a 1 in one of those two. Oh my Lord, thank you so much. Wow. Okay. Don't make me cry. I won't see the puzzle. Anyway, so I'm happy for chat to help. So the thermo's made this 3, 4, 5. So 1 is down here because I can't put 1 here. If this is the 5, this is the 1. If this is the 5, this is the 1. So the 1s can only exist here. So this can never be 1, and this can never be 1. And if this... Oh, no, it's not the same with 5s. Because this could be a 5, I think. I could put 5 in those. But I can never put 1s here. Man, these are hard. Is the reason chat not helping because they don't get it either? 2, 5, 1, 4 would make these 2 and 3. It's okay, Riff. I mean, it's basically 6 connected Sudoku grids that you've got to solve independently. So oh, man. I'm regretting listening to the person who said I should set a goal of jump to a hard puzzle because this is apparently the next easiest puzzle and I don't understand. One of those cells sees the entire German whisper line. Which one? Because each of these is just the independent face. It's just the faces of the cube. One of those sees the entire German whisper line. Because that cell and that cell, which are different, you're thinking this one? That cell sees the entire German whisper line. That's a 3. Holy cow, that's good. So this is a yellow 2-4. And this can't be a blue 2-4. So this can't be 2 or 4 because it sees yellow 2-4, blue 2-4, and 3. So this is 1 or 5. And it can't be yellow 1-5. It's blue 1-5. It's yellow 1-5. This cell here this cell sees both yellow and blue 2-4. That's a 3. So this is blue 2-4. This isn't a 3. But this cell here, I think, it sees yellow and blue 2-4 and a 3. So this is a 1-5 and it's the blue 1-5. So now this can't be a 5. That is a 4. So yellow is 2. So yellow is low. So those are 1. These are 5. Those are 4. That's a 2. That's a 2. And that's a 4. Holy cow! That is insane. I love that. That's really, really cool. So it says this one is next. So we have 8 different boxes. So we're working with the digits 1 to 8. So there's, holy cow, it's a hypercube. There's the internal box and the external box. There is each face. Okay, that's fine. There are cages. So those 2 digits sum to 11. There's a thermo. So this digit is higher than that. There's an X. So those 2 digits sum to 10. Those 2 digits sum to 5. Those 2 digits are consecutive and those 2 digits are in a ratio. Holy cow! We're now playing with hypercubes. So we know that these are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm perfectly happy to good lift this. Now in 1 to 8, there's no 1 on those. Yeah, I'm going to need help, chat. Really am. There's no 1 on those. So it can be 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. Now, if they sum to 10, this is a different set that is in a ratio. So there could be 1, 2. So there's a lot going on in this set. Because these are in a ratio, these sum to 10, and these are consecutive. And let's go back to white. Now, we also might get an idea. We know the sum of those because these sum to 5 and these sum to 11, and we're aiming for 36. So these sum to 20, because the sum of the digits 1 through 8 is 36. That's right. That's got to be right. So, but if I put 1 down here, this is so tricky. Well, I can't put 1 in either of those or there. So 1 is in one of these. And I can't put 5 or 7 on there. What's the restriction here? I can't put 5 on one of those. So 5 is down here, which means 5 isn't on either of those two. I already knew it wasn't on one of those. But it's not in either of those two, because 5 is in one of these. Man, I find this fascinating. But until you actually find the trick to break it open, it's redonkulously hard. I was going to play a cat game over on Bremster Games. Yes, I have a gaming channel where I play all sorts of games, but my controller was flat, so I'm charging it and decided I'd do this instead. And I don't regret that. That was a really good decision, because this is waking my brain up after Christmas feasts. How? Is it laws of 36? So hang on a minute. Is this the central cube? Or is it the outside cube? I know I just asked two binary things. If 5 is in one of those two... Ooh, the relationship between the inside and the outside cube are interesting. How did they make these puzzles? So 1 can't be there, or there, or there. So 1 is in one of these. But what is that doing? If 1 is here, one on the inside cube. Yet there's this weird there's this weird geometrical relationship. So if this was a 1, that knocks 1 out of all of these, and both of those, and that one. That is the same digit as that. Because that digit is shared with those on one plane, that on a different plane, those on one plane, and that on a different plane. Those are the same digit. And that's going to reflect everywhere. That digit, oh man, my coloring is going to be all over the place. That digit on the inner cube, it can't be any of those, or that one. It's that one. So these are consecutive. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong here. This one can't be either of those because it shares a face. Can't be any of those or that one. And it can't be that one. It's that one. So it's the diagonally opposite. This one, let's call it green, has to be that one. So orange and green are in a 2-to-1 relationship. This one, let's call it cyan, is that one. This one, I'm just going through the colors, let's call it the light blue, is that one. This one, let's call it the dark blue, is that one. And this one, let's call it the purple, is that one. So this can't be 6, 7, or 8. So this can't be 2, 3, or 4. So this is 6, 7, or 8. This can't be 1. So this can't be 4. This is 1, 2, or 3, which means orange, if it's 1, that's 2. If it's 2, this is 1 or 4. And if it's 3, it's 6. Orange can't be 1. So this is 2, 4, or 6. So this can't be 1. This still could be 2. Now, yellow is 1 through 5. Yellow is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because it has to be lower than orange. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is consecutive, so it's 1 through 6. So this is 1 through 6, but it can't be 1, 2. It can't be 1 or 2 because these two have to sum to 11. So these can't be 1 or 2. So this can't be 1. So this can't be 1. So orange can't be 2. So orange can't be 2, so this can no longer be 1. So this can't be 1, which means this can't be 4. And these are a 2, 3 pair. So there's no 4 here. But if they're a 2, 3 pair, there's no 2 or 3 here. This is 4, 5, and this can't be a 5, and orange is 6. Meaning green is 3. This is 3, this is 2, this is 2, by X making purple 8. There is no 3 here. There's no 6 here because it shares with orange. So this is not 3 or 6. 4 or 5 is not consecutive with 2. It can't be 3. 3 is green. So orange, yeah, 4, 5 pair. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 1 and 7. And it can't be 1. That's 7. That's 1. 7 and 4 is 11. So yellow is 5. That's the 7. That's the 4. That's the 1. That's the 5. Absolutely about geometry. There's been a guy who's been posting on pretty much every puzzle I've done in the last ages, just saying geometry and posting a really low short time. Yeah, geometry. This one is all about geometry. That is insane. Okay, this is my favorite one so far. Hey, Eric. This is absolutely my favorite one so far. That was great. I'm sitting there going, how does this break open? And as soon as you see it, the whole thing collapses. That's really cool. I'm sorry if this isn't for people. I fully get it, but that one apparently. Not yet, Lax. Although, so there's a boxes in the lines. So each line is a box. Okay, that I kind of get. And each curve is a box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to be real hard to see. It would be nice if the curved lines were a slightly different color. David, oh my God, thank you. I don't know that the streams I've done on this channel have been incredible, but thank you. And I have made so few good puzzles this year. I think I've created maybe 50 puzzles this year, and about 47 of them have never been seen by anyone apart from a couple of testers because they've been garbage. The guest solvers, yes, I do need to reach out and thank my guest solvers. So, you know, particularly Full Deck Missing a Few Cards, Doomjot, oh my Lord. I'm going to miss people, and the face is in my head, and oh no, I feel so terrible. Rockrat Zero. Rockrat Zero did a solve, and yeah, it was amazing to get so many wonderful guest solvers on the channel. And I was hoping to get some more. Of course, Chatty Cathy did a video as well early on, and I'm really glad that Chatty Cathy is picking up. Timotab has also helped with some stuff. Ranks, was it this year or late last? It doesn't matter. Thanks for Ranks for everything he does. Yeah, I mean, thanks, David, for everything you do for the community. And I don't stream very much. I know I could, generate more money like this if I streamed more often, but I don't want to be disingenuous in that. I don't want to just stream for money. That's not the point. I only stream if I feel I've got something to contribute, and solving these is kind of appropriate. Most of the streaming I do over on my other channel, which is not monetized. I don't have anywhere near the subscriber count I need over there, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. I do that mostly for my own fun, and a bunch of people here, Eric and Frappy occasionally, and a bunch of people come and hang out, and we just chat and have fun. That's what that channel's for. And this one we chat and hang out and have fun too. I'm just going to be me. But thank you to everyone in the community for everything you do. Sven for all of the amazing stuff he does. Suzemic for Sudoku Maker, without which I'd think the community would have absolutely stagnated. It's just been so amazing to see everything happen. I just try and do my small part. When I'm solving a puzzle, I record it and I stick it up. That's it. I've just been had some tenacity on what I've done. What I don't have tenacity on is the fact that it's getting really hot here. So I'm going to turn my air conditioning on. Yeah. So just amazing stuff. I'm going to get very, very lost on these lines. I know it. These ones are going to melt my brain. Okay, this one's going to be tricky. You wanted a hard one. I think this is a hard one. How is that one line? I can't even follow this line. So the line goes from here to here to here to here. So this line is a loop. Is it easier to see with color? No, not at all. So this line loops here, 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 and then this line is a loop. Solver Tom did one. Yeah, I mean, I've never caught up with him, even though he's local. I hate all the drama that's happened around the channel this year. It's been really depressing. Virtual, I don't think this year again, but he's done some guest solves in the past, and now that he's back, I'm hoping he'll want to do some more. He's not able to record right now, but I'm hoping he will. And other people who want to guest solve on my channel, reach out to me. Yes, I have some requirements because I've got to make sure that the YouTube gods are happy. Particularly when you're monetized and everything, but I'm more than happy to try and make all that work. And I'm happy to talk to people about how that can happen. Okay, so these are digits 1 through 6. Now, there's a bit of a long thermo here. So this is maximum 6, maximum 5, maximum 4, maximum 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. What is, oh, that has to be even. So this is 2, 4, or 6. I'm going to mark that. This is also a long thermo. Maximum 6, maximum 5, maximum 4, maximum 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Now, none of that hit the Ren ban, but did any of that do anything on those lines? Well, that's got 2 digits from 4, 5, 6. So we know the 3 is in one. The 1 and the 3 are in those. Let's go back to this. The 1 and the 3 are in those highlighted digits over here. This one doesn't have 6 on it. Hang on, that's a 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruple. This is a 1, 6 pair. Because if we mark this again, that was 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 had to be in one of those 2, which means 1 is in one of those 2. Now that's on a line, I think. It's on that line. But that I actually quite enjoyed the puzzle Frappy. It was tricky, I admit, but okay, so I've made some progress there. So one of these thermos starts with 1 and then jumps to 2. It's going to be this Ren band, but I'm not seeing how that works. This is a 1, 6 pair, which is on that line, which must have 5 in one of those 2. So 6 must be in one of those 2. Now, is that sharing? Yes, that line. So this can't be a 6. Because this line had 6 in one of those two because 5 was in one of those two. This form of elimination, I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of. And I think that makes that a 6, because I don't think that can be a 6 because of... Oh, no, I was wrong. These lines are really hard to follow. So 5 is in one of those two. But 6 is in one of those two. If this is the one, this is the one. If this is a 1, it makes that a 1. Are those on the same loop? No. If this is a 1, that becomes a 1. That becomes a 2. That becomes a 4. Okay, I'm not quite grokking this yet. If this is a 1, that's a 1. I think that has to become a 2 in that situation. Because if this wasn't a 2, one of those has to be 2. And I can't make both of those 1. So if this is 1, this is 2, and that is 4. These are 3, 5, and 6. That... If this is the 1, I'm not seeing what that's doing. Are both of those seen by... If that's a 6, that's a 1, that's a 6, and that seems okay? If that's a 6, that's a 6. I am finding these lines incredibly hard to follow. Sorry, bye Lax. Sorry, I missed it. If this went 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 1. Is that on the same as that? I don't think so. No. Hang on, this can't be a 4. 4, 3, 2. No, this can't be a 4. 4, 3 would make that 2, and that would have no fill. This can't be a 4. This is a 5 or a 6. 4, 3. That would be a 2 because of the 4 and the 3 here would make that a 2, and that would have no fill. So 1 is in one of those two. See, this is where things get messy because there's so many different overlapping boxes. How do you pencil mark? One is in one of those two. If that's a 1, that can't be a 1 because that sees that and that. That's the 1. Can both of the thermos have end in 1? No. So this can't be a 1. Because that, hang on, did that see? Yeah. So this can't be a 2, which means this is the 2. So this is the 4. This is not a 4. These are from 3, 5, and 6. But this 2... that is a 3, 4, 5 triple. Yeah, and that now works. But this 3, 4 means that. Hang on, let's go back to that. I think it was that one. This is higher than that. So it can't be a 3. This is 5 and 6. So this is 3, which is on the same line as that on that line. This is tricky. On that line. So this is 2. That is on the same line, so that's not a 5. So this sees 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is now complete. That can't be a 4 anymore. So these are 1, 2... oh, that can't be a 6 because that sees that. That is a 5. So 4, 5, and 6. These are 1, 2, and 3. And those can't be 2 because they're on the horizontal band. So the 1, 3 pair makes that the 6. The 1, 3 makes that the 4. That becomes a 5. 1, 3 means this is 2 or 4. Is everyone else's brain exploded yet? The 1, 3 on that makes that the 2, which makes that the 4, which by Renban makes that the 3, which makes that the 1. The 4 makes that the 3. So this is 1 or 6. And the 1 makes that the 6. And that the 1. Oh! I'm glad I'm recording this because I'd have no evidence that I was ever able to do this. And I can't believe chat isn't helping much. I love you all, but you all know how bad a solver I am. Oh my lord. Oh man. Okay. So we've got a bunch of white dots. We're working with the digits 1 to 6, and we are working, I believe, just in the rings. Yeah, we're working in the rings. And we've got a given digit. There's a given digit, everyone. And a bunch of consecutive dots. Okay. The temptation to good lift this. Okay, so this is odd. There is no consecutive dot attached to this at all. White dots. Nodes connected with an edge by a white dot must contain consecutive digits. Fine. I think we can do parity. So if this was one parity, this would be a different parity. This would be a different parity. Can I keep going? Yes. This would be purple again. Oh, hang on. How am I going to make this work? This isn't just going to be simple parity, is it? So we've got 2 runs of 3 digits on this middle ring. And with 2 runs of 3 digits, this can't be purple because then it'd go purple, green, purple. So this is green, this is purple, and this is green. Okay. So now, if we rotate to this plane, this is a green and a purple. So if this is a green and a purple, I've got 2 greens and we know purple is yellow. So I can select all of the purple and make them odd. I can select all of the green and make them even. So these are 2, 4, 6. These are 1, 3, 5. This one can't be a 1. This one can't be a 1. Now, this is an odd and an even, and I've already got 2 odds in this ring, so this must be even. 2, 4, 6, which means on that ring, these are both odd. 1, 3, 5, which means this is even. 2, 4, 6. And that's all the coloring? Except that's a 3, 5 pair. So that's a 1, which takes 1 off those. 1 is only consecutive with 2. 2 then has to be consecutive with 3, which makes that the 5. 5 is not consecutive with 2, but there's a 2 on the ring anyway. So those are a 4, 6 pair. The 3 on this ring makes that the 5, which on this ring makes that the 3. 3 is not consecutive with 6. 5 is only consecutive with 4, which makes that the 6, which jumps along this ring, making that the 4, which takes 4 off both of those, but on... No, I'm looking wrong. But on this ring, it makes this one the 2, which makes this the 6. It was a parity problem. My knowledge of how to solve a consecutive dot problem helped. See, it did much better on this one. It did it in under 5 minutes. Geometry. The guy who comments just geometry and then a really small time. It's like, if you're in chat, welcome. But it was like, I ended up posting a comment when it was a really hard puzzle and he just turned around and went geometry and then posted it's like, how could you miss it or something, and then a really short time. So I left a comment saying, you're obviously seeing something that a lot of other people aren't. A lot of other people were posting like 50, 60-minute times. It's like, please write up a solve guide. I'll share it with people. Show what you're seeing. It's like, I never got a response to that. What a surprise. Like if he wants to write up what he's, hang on, did this just change shape? Oh no, I was looking at the heart side on. If he wants to share what he's seeing so that other people can learn, that'd be great. I'm assuming it's that one. Yes, it is. These are really tricky. Okay. So what do we have? Digits 1 to 5. I'm assuming it's all of the faces of the, it's a dodecahedron? This is a dodecahedron, right? People who know geometry better than me, i.e. everybody. Yeah, it seems to just be the faces of the dodecahedron. There's 12 of them, so that makes sense. And we've got some arrows. And again, a given digit. So, with the digits 1 to 5, this has to be 3, 4, or 5, because the minimum these could be would be 1 and 2. This arrow that runs through the middle of the dodecahedron is a little bit weird. There's an arrow running through the middle of the dodecahedron. Now this can't be a 1, but that could be. Okay. So, is this another geometry puzzle? Like, where can that digit go on a different face, maybe? So where would that digit go, for example? Yeah, it doesn't seem quite as restricted, does it? It's one of those two. Right. This digit can't be one of those two, and it can't be one of those two. So it's one of those two on this face, which means this arrow can't contain a 1. That's a 2, 3. That's a 5. That's nuts. I can't put a 5 on an arrow. So there's no 5 there. So these are 1, 4, 5 without that being a 1. These are 1, 4, 5 without either of those being 5. So that's a 5. So these are 2 and 3, which means this is 1, 4, 5, and it can't be 5 because it's on an arrow, giving me a 1, 4 pair, making that a 5, meaning the head of this arrow cannot be a 5, meaning that can't be a 4. That's a 1, meaning that's not the 1. That's the 1. This is a 4. So this is a 3, and that is a 2. meaning that's a 3, that's a 4. At some point, I'm going to have made a terrible mistake with these. That's a 2, 3. The 3 on this face makes that the 2, which makes that the 3. The 3 makes that the 2, which makes that the 3. This is now 1, 4. Except there's a 1 on that face. That's the 4. That's the 2. The 4 makes that the 1, which on this face makes that the 4. And I think the only thing I haven't placed is that 5. Geometry! Holy cow. You really need to twist your brain the way you think about these puzzles. I think once you get your head in the way these work, I'm really going to be interesting to see how people share, if people make these. There is a workshop. And I don't know if other people have tried to make any or anything. It'd be interesting if people did make them, whether it would be something that I could do as part of my daily solve. Man, this is weird. So it's saying this one is next. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different boxes, but like, okay, what are the box options? So there's the faces of the cube. Ah, no. So it's just the planes. So all of the planes, and there's some thermos. That's a long thermo. So, and we're working with all of the digits 1 to 9. So maximum 9, I'm prepared to good lift to the hilt. Maximum 7, maximum 6, maximum 5, maximum 4. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. The other thermo is much shorter. So, is there anything I can tell? Like, is any of these faces particularly restricted? Like, that one maybe? Like, where can one go on this face? It can only go in one of those. Again, one of these thermos, because the bulbs are sharing a face, has to start with something higher than a 1. But this is quite a short thermo. But, like, is it where does this digit or where does this digit go in a different face? Because remember, a digit can't repeat along its thermo. Oh, I get it, Frappy. Some of these I can't follow and I've been solving them. It's much easier when I'm the one who's able to spin the dial because I can follow the way the geometry is working. So I've definitely got a big advantage with this. So where is this digit on the middle plane? Because it can't be on its thermo. can't be one of those two. It can't be that one. It can't be on its thermo. So yellow is one of those two. Huh. Actually, is this the central digit? Because the central digit, for example, in the top plane, so that digit in the top plane, it can't be any of these because it shares a plane with it, and it can't be either of those because it shares a thermo with it. So it's one of those two. And on the bottom one, and it could be any of four. But what about this plane? Any of three? And on this plane, it's any of three. This digit on the top plane has to be one of those three because it can't share a plane with it and it can't share a thermo with it. Are people as confused as I am? I wonder if this is why the likes on the screen are so low. Please like and subscribe. This digit in the central plane, this plane here, it can't be any of those three, and it can't be either of those two. So it's one of these four, but it can't be either of those because it shares a thermo with it. So it's one of those two. Which means on the middle plane, it's one of those. That digit is that digit. Those are the same digit. I meant to put a slash in those. Those have to be the same digit because this digit on the middle plane, it can't be any of those. It can't be either of those, and it can't share a thermo. So it's one of those two. So it can't be any of those. It can't be either of those because it has to be one of these two on the central plane. It can't be here because it shares a plane with that, and it can't be there because it shares a thermo with that. It has to be that one, which shares a plane with that one. That's not purple. That's purple. What plane doesn't have purple now? Every plane has purple. So they're the... They've got to be the purple digits. And I've got one in each plane. So what's the next digit I can place like that? So yellow on the central plane is one of those two. I don't think it's yellow. It might be this one, which on the central plane is one of those two. I'm going to get rid of the yellow. No, I'll work with a different color. Red on the central plane. It can't be any of those three. It can't be on the thermo, and it shares with those. So red is one of those two. So on the lower plane, it can't be any of those. It can't be either of those, and it can't be either of those, and that's purple. That's red, which means this is not red, and this is red, which means it's not yellow, which means this is yellow, which means yellow on this plane isn't in those, isn't in those, and isn't in those. That is yellow. Yeah, I'm getting there, Timotab. I admit I'm getting there slowly, but I'm getting there. So I'm now going to ask about, this is a heavy coloring thing, unfortunately, which for me is always a problem. So this one in the, no, actually, I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start here. That one in the bottom plane. It can't be any of these or these. It can't be yellow. Actually, that's not a good choice, is it? I don't fully understand the geometry yet. Yeah, I've been looking at green. Green in the bottom is one of those three. In the top, it's one of those two. So it's either there and there. It can't be there because then I couldn't put it in the top plane. So there's an X-wing on green in those. But there's only 6 centers and there's 9 digits. Yeah. Well, actually, no. There's 7 centers. No, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 centers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 centers. This is weird. It is just strange. What I'm not grokking is where the weak points are. It might be here. because in the top plane, it can't go there or there. It can't be either of those. So green is one of those two, which means on this plane, it's not any of those. It's not any of those, and it's not there. So green is one of those two, and it can't be here. 6, 7, oh, it could be here. If it's 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. So green is in one of those two. Let me confirm that. In the top plane, it can't be in any of those. Can't be in any of those, and it can't be on its own thermo. So it's definitely in one of those two. So in the bottom plane, it can't be in any of those, it can't be in any of those, and it can't be there. It's in one of those two. Yeah, corners do seem powerful, but they were way more powerful when they were on thermo. So let's look at that one, maybe? I've already used purple. Let's use pink. So this one on the middle plane. It can't be, no, the thing is, it's all got its own thermo anyway. It can't be, so it's one of those two. Which doesn't actually do much. I'm not grokking this. If this was 6, 7, 8, 9, this would become 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm not seeing an inherent problem there. This on the bottom plane is... Oh, hang on. No, this is quite restricted now. Let's call that dark blue. Because it can't be in any of those. It can't be in any of those. And it's not red or purple. So blue is in one of those two. So in this plane, here, it's not... Pink needs to go away. But it can't be in any of these because blue, red and purple are allocated. It can't be in any of these. It can't be on its own thermo and it's not yellow. That's dark blue, which means this is not dark blue. This is dark blue. It's all about finding the one cell that's under pressure. Now, does that put enough pressure on the central cell now? In the bottom plane. Not that I can see. So is it this one? There's way too many colors. I'm going to get rid of green, by the way, because I think it's actually interfering with my thought process. Not having a color locked in actually hurts. So let's look at this one, and I'm going to use green again. So on the top plane, it's in one of these two. Because it can't be in its own plane, it can't be on its own thermo or in its own plane. So it's in one of these two. So on this plane, it's not in any of those, and it's not red, purple, blue, or yellow, so it's one of these. But isn't that where this was? Isn't that where this was as well? Like if I make this pink, pink on this plane can't be in any of those, and it's not purple, red, blue, or yellow. So this is green, pink, which means this is from 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9, 8, 7, 6. This can't be 7 or 8. Five, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. So yellow is only 8, 9. But it means these three are... So hang on, if pink... Where's pink on this middle plane? It's not here. It's not here. What is that? So pink on the middle plane is in one of those two. The bulb of the short thermo, where does that go? If it's 6, it's one of those, and if it's 5, sorry, if it's pink, it's one of those. If it's green, it's one of those. This is breaking me. Because pink is in one of those. But now this... has to be there. If this was there, it'd be 6. This would be 5. If this was here, this would be 6. This would be 5. And green. And there, and that just wouldn't work. If this is 6, this would be 6, 5. Those would be backwards. If that was here, because it can't be here, and it can't be any of the colored digits. If that was here, they'd be 6. This would be 5, which would mean it'd have to go there, and that'd go 6, 5. This can't be here. These are the same digit. Which means in the top plane, it's there. Oh, what is happening to my head? So this digit on the bottom plane is now there. Those are the same digit. I'm running out of colors. Those are the same digit. And now it has to be there. That has to be orange. So this is green, which means this is pink. This is green. This isn't pink. This is pink. And the last digits are white. So this is 6. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So dark blue is 1. Light blue is 4. Purple is 2. White is 7. Orange is 8. Yellow is 9. Green is 5. Pink is 6. Red is 3. Red is 3. Oh! I suspected that's what was going to happen early on with these two digits, but I needed to prove it. 24 minutes. I'm sorry, everyone. How long has this stream been going? An hour and a half. Whew. Hang on, didn't we do this one? Oh, no, this is different. It's the 6 faces again. So can I do another geometric trick? Where does this go? Not quite, actually. It can't be either of those or that one, but it can be either of those two. So 5 is in one of those two, because I can't put 5 on a V. This is an odd or an even. So these are different polarities. These are different polarities. I've got 3 odds. Well, this is an odd and an even. I'm going to get rid of this yellow. This is odd. So this is even. And the reason for that is this is an odd and an even. This is an odd and an even. And between 1 and 5, I've got 3 odds and 2 evens. So this will be an odd and an even. This will be an odd and an even. So this is odd. And an odd digit to get to 5 means this is even. There'll be an even on this. So these are both odd. Is this helping me? Is this helping me in any way? It feels like it's all the information I've got. Part of this is trying to figure out how to think about the puzzle, which I'm really enjoying. This is an odd and an even. This is an odd and an even. Can I figure out which way they go? Yeah, they are. Are they? The 2 V's are different flavors. Right. They are. So what can I do about that? So we know this is even. If this is 4, this is 2, 3. If this is 2, this is 1, 4. Can I do anything with that at all? Hang on. If this is 3, there'd be a 1, 2, and a 4, 5. If this is 1, this would be 2, 3. One of these is always 4, 5. And there's a 2 on one of them with a 3 or a 1. There are cells that see all 4 of the V clues. Okay, I really struggle with that. That cell, that cell, that cell, and that cell. Those two cells are diagonally opposed to each other. What sees two cells that are fully diagonally opposite each other? What cell sees all 4 of those? That one. That's a 5. That's really cool. So this is 1 or 3. Yeah, really tricky. So now I can't put a 5. Where's the 5? Oh, I could potentially put 5 there, there, and there, couldn't I? Or just put a 5 there. There's another one. So that cell, that cell, that cell, and that cell. That one sees that cell, that cell, that cell, and that cell. That is a 5. Okay, cool. So that is odd. So this is even. So this is 2 or 4. No, it's 4. It's consecutive. That's 4. But we knew one of these was 5, 4. So there is a 2 in one of those two. And these are from 1, 2, 3. So there's a 4 in one of those two. Now, if the 4 is there, that's 4, 1, 2, 3. There's a whole bunch of virtual 5s on this. So this is from 1, 3, 4. Because it can't be 2 or 5. So this is from 4, 2, or 1. If this is 3, 2, this would be 4, 1. 2, and that seems to work. I don't know. This is a different flavor of V to that one. So those are the same digit. Because I can't put that digit in either of those cells. So these are the same digit. So now they're there because I can't put them in any of those. That is orange. So it's not 4. That's the 4. That's the 1. Orange is 3. Meaning that's the 2. That's the 4. That's not the 1. Not the 1. That's a 2, 3. Oh, the 3 makes that the 2. That the 1. Which makes that the 3. And that the 4. Again, really tricky. Oh, I normally don't do an hour and 40 minutes of solving Sudoku, let alone this. This is really hard. I liked the low contrast mode. The low contrast mode, I would have liked to have been able to preserve the black screen, particularly now that I've got a really good quality monitor for showing I bought myself an OLED monitor. Oh, there's a spider. I'm arachnophobic because it's only a teeny spider. It's a money spider. If you'll excuse me for a second, you're about to get a weird view on camera. I would have liked to have been able to preserve the black, just make the glow go away, but this is okay. This has been fine. The living in Australia, spiders are not something, not fun. Hey Chip. Yeah, this has been really, really cool. So I do want to specifically call out Plank Time in particular because Plank Time made an extra donation over on Ko-fi, which was incredibly generous, and to David Ratner as well. So very much thank you to them for the donations. Not that I require donations for people to participate. That is not a thing. I release my puzzle packs for free over on YouTube. My YouTube members get a sneak preview of the videos that I make. If you look at the YouTube videos that come out, you'll notice there's a members first flag, and you can see that members will sometimes see it, sometimes months in advance if I'm recording packs or anything. But it's the content will eventually come out for everyone as a general rule. So I don't require, like, I do not release Patreon or YouTube member only exclusive content very often, and if I do, I make sure that other people have covered it so that you can get what I've covered elsewhere. So I do try and keep things open for everyone, particularly if it's not stuff that I've created. If someone else has created a puzzle or anything, it's not mine to charge for. That's not a thing. But I'm actually going to be ending this stream very soon because there's a limited amount of this that I can do without just overload, and I don't want to risk having a seizure because I suffer from seizures. Video games are different. They're just a lot more it's a little different. I can do a bit more video gaming. This doesn't feel like a video game to me. They're a little bit more mentally taxing. I do want to do more of these over the break. But thank you to the people who've donated. I really do appreciate. Now, a couple of extra things I want to call out. Thank you to all of my testers. My testers for the puzzles over the year have been absolutely stunning. You know who you are. I cannot thank you enough for the contributions you've done. Thank you to everyone who has submitted and recommended puzzles. I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done. I'm going to forget people here, so please don't feel put out if I've forgotten you. But thank you to everyone who has helped me with the channel. Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards have been not just people who've submitted puzzles and solutions, they have been moral support beyond what you can possibly imagine. Riff Clown for Skunkworks, who has been incredibly supportive of me over the years, this year in particular, and Sven and Sir Zemek for the tools that they've put out and put some amazing work into. I can't thank them enough either. Thanks, Timotab. I've really enjoyed today. Thank you for your help. I'm not sure. The other thing I want to call out is other people who solve puzzles on YouTube. There was recently a video released where people who've mentioned other channels that exist, it was a big thing promoting Sudoku as a free puzzle type, and people who mention anything other than CTC have been having their comments deleted. Really, really good video, except this person is obviously, I'm not sure if it's an agreement with CTC or anything, but anything that's mentioning any channels other than CTC seems to be getting just hammered. But it's a really good video, and I can't remember who did it, but a few places have linked it recently. But it was mostly mentioning the rat race puzzles, but really, really cool stuff. But yeah, just a lot of that. But there's a lot of people who solve this sort of puzzles. There's Zetamet, there's Ranks, there's me, there's Timotab. Timotab stuff's been great. There's Puzzle Patzer, there's so many, there's Chatty Cathy, I'm going to forget people. I absolutely am. Go check out other Sudoku solvers. I love what I do, and I would love if more people engaged with what I do. But if you find someone else who's better for you, go there. Don't become monogamous to a YouTube channel for your puzzle solves. Don't particularly... I know that a lot of us get money out of it, and it's really, really good. I get money out of it. It's really, really good when people engage with our content and we get that more money. But I don't want the hobby to become so isolated and segmented because people are driving for money. I love it when people donate. I love it when people contribute. It really helps me. But I do not want me getting an extra few bucks here and there to cause any problems with the community. I would prefer people to find a solver that works for them and me be poorer. Absolutely. The other thing I will call out, and this is absolute personal shilling apart from my Patreon and my YouTube membership, is I've mentioned it before, I do play video games over on a channel called Bremster Games. It is linked in many of my videos, and I don't get subscribers over there, and when I do, they leave. If you are interested, it would be really nice to get my subscriber count. I'm not worried about, I'd love to get that channel to the 500 or 1,000 mark. I have been gaming over there for 2 years now, and I'm still at like 250 subscribers. I just cannot get that channel up. But we have a lot of fun over there, and it's just a bunch of silly fun, me playing a whole bunch of different video games. And I'm going to do some story games. I think I'm going to play Copycat later today, where I'm playing an adopted cat through a story game, and apparently it's quite emotional and should be a lot of fun. So yeah, I do all sorts of weird stuff over there, and I've got some followers on Bremster Games who do not follow my puzzle channel. They're not interested in puzzles at all, but they like me gaming, so that's good too. Thank you everyone for everything you've done. Oh, one other thing I did want to specifically call out, I will do a video on this. Best of 2025. It will be coming, and I'm going to simplify it a lot this year. My mods, pay a little bit of attention here. No, will not require you to do anything, but you will be able to help. I'm going to post a video where I'm just calling for people to say, look at the Puzzle Solves 2024 playlist, and pick a puzzle from there, or other puzzles that you have seen solved on my channel in particular in 2024 that you thought were really, really good, leave a comment with the name of the puzzle and the setter, and then under that as the first line, and then under that they can talk about why or anything like that. But the first line will be the name of the puzzle and the name of the setter. And how people can find it if they don't want to use the playlist with the search function. Then under that, one of my mods or myself will then post a link to that video. The most upvoted comments, basically it'll just be a running best of 2024 that will last forever. People can go in, they can vote, leave comments on their favorite puzzles, and people can upvote ones that they agree with. And that way people can just go to that at any time and sort the comments by most popular and those, or top comments, and those top comments will be the best of 2024. So if one of the puzzles is at 100 upvotes and all the others are at 50, those will be the best ones. It should be an easy way to do it that people can contribute to. It's just only my mods and I can post links, so we will do that underneath. So yeah, that should be something that we can do, and people can leave comments. Hopefully people won't be too spammy, but I'm not going to limit people to just posting one. If someone posts all 365, they'll probably get blocked from the channel. But yeah, hopefully people will be reasonable about it, and hopefully people will enjoy that way of engaging. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to drive up video engagement or anything. I'm probably going to demonetize that video. There will be no ads on that video. I'm doing it because I think it'll be an easier way for people to engage with the way of doing it. Leaving comments and just leaving an upvote, I think, is going to be simpler than any other method I've tried in the past. Anyone got any feedback on that? Feel free to message me on Discord or email or whatever, but I'm going to try and record that video in the next couple of days. Thank you, everyone. I've really enjoyed this one. I really appreciate the feedback from the community. And if there is anything I can do to help people in the community, if you want to be someone who contributes a solve to the channel, let me know. My puzzle submission guidelines are in every video. Yeah, thanks everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving. Bye all. And I cannot thank you enough for what's been a wonderful year. Have a good one.